In Kentucky, they have a festival and a tobacco queen and all kinds of stuff like that. We've never done that here, but there's some thought of doing something with the snuff factory that might have some connection to tobacco farming in this area. As you've seen, we have a very nice picture of an antique truck in the Hogan's Wood farm that's mentioned there. I'd be interested to know if any of you know what year that truck is. That'll be a good trivia question for that year. The license plate is so small you can't see the year on the license plate, but it's there if you see it somewhere out of show. We've been there 150 years in this house that we're in now, and about 200 and something years, since 1795 in this county. About 5 miles away is where the old cemetery is at Hickory Point. If any of you know where Hickory Point is, that's the old Hogan place. We had 1,000 acres there, but tobacco land wears out. So they left there and moved on to other places, finally winding up at Shady Grove where we've been for a while. I had the good fortune to go in May of this past year, to North Carolina to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our farm over there. There are still Hogans over there where we left in 1795. Bailey Allen's ancestor offered us a piece of land out here in western North Carolina, Tennessee County it was called then, in 1795, and we bought it. It was a briar patch on the bank of the river. He loved telling that story, William Bailey Sr. did, and so I'll tell it for you because in his memory, because he is our cousin. We have Blackwood ancestors back in North Carolina. But we celebrated the 250th anniversary of the Hogan farm in Orange County, Chapel Hill, North Carolina in May of this year. They're still living there and farming after 250 years. Those of you who follow football may know about the mascot for the Chapel Hill, North Carolina team. Does anybody know the name of the mascot? Ramses. It's a ram. That ram is kept on the Hogan farm and has been for 22 generations. Well, ram generations anyway. I forget how many years that is, since 1920 something, I believe. But we came out here in 1795, farmed in that briar patch that Bailey Allen's people sold us, and then eventually moved up to where we are now. My wife Donna is here. She is from New York and California, so it's been quite an adjustment for her. She uses hearing aids, but the batteries are dead. So she will smile at you if you smile at her. But she can't hear a thing you say and is not real good about reading lips.
Whatever you said, my hearing aids don't work that well.
and this is my 29-year-old daughter, Melissa, who also lives on the farm. She's built a house right next to us because she realizes those people are getting old. My brother is 94. Did you say the Eldridge gentleman is 95?
Dad is 96.
96. My brother is 94. He doesn't drive at night, but he does drive in the daytime. So if you're in District 10, be careful because he might be on the road. Gary back there will tell you that every time he goes out on the road anywhere, he sees him in his truck or car driving around. So that's an experience to have him driving everywhere. And I think Shanna enjoyed talking to him, and some of his stories are briefly in the article that she wrote. But we're glad to have him with us. He's my only brother, 15 years older. They said, oops, when I came along. And so we had parents who lived there until they were 84, uncles who lived to 92, two of them. And now it is my daughter, Melissa, who says she's 29, I'm not sure. She doesn't have children yet, but she did have twins yesterday.
Tell it, Cleo.
She'll tell you about those.
So there I was, and I got a text message that just had a picture of a baby goat on the ground. I didn't know she was pregnant. And then he found another one. So now we have two goats in a tote in our shower. And I have to feed them a bottle of milk every hour, on the hour. So if anybody wants to come help. I'm open to that. I think the most important thing for me in having a family farm is that we get to share it with others. I like to invite my quote-unquote city friends out to bring their kids out to touch a cow, to see a horse in real life, to see what it takes to clean a chicken pen where eggs really come from, and that goats will eat your shoelaces if you let them. So I think that for me is what the family farm is about. I know every square inch. I've walked every path. I've seen every leaf. I know all the trees. So I think it's vitally important that we sort of memorialize this and hold on to these as long as we can. So thank you so much for writing this article.
I would be remiss not to mention my nieces. I have two nieces who live on the farm also, along with my daughter Melissa. And one of they're all retired now, because remember, I'm so much younger than their dad. And one of them is a retired nurse practitioner, the other's a retired doctor of pharmacy, and one of their daughters is a Dr. Christy Clark, who is a mental health therapist here in town. Some of you may know her, but not professionally, I hope. Thank you so much.